ecotourism in Costa Rica. So, a brief overview just that Costa Rica has a very rich biodiverse ecosystem. It has protected areas where ecotourists can visit in exchange for profit for either government or local people. Some of the first tourists were scientists to study biology. By the mid 90s, more than 800,000 tourists went to Costa Rica, and in 2012, 2.34 million people went to Costa Rica, which is a record high. So the location is really good for the tourism market, and American tourists make up 20% of the world's tourism market. It has a very favorable climate for everyone, and 49% of foreign visitors come from the US and 9% come from Mexico and Canada. So, living in Costa Rica, it has low crime rates, which is very favorable for tourism. There is a literacy rate of 95%, and they have a very different way of life from the modern world, but it avoids the sad realities of poverty. The job market has been greatly expanded due to tourism. It allows locals to generate a form of income through tourists, and some locals feel tourism is kidnapping the nation, where people don't have a say or don't get as many opportunities to be involved in the tourism industry. So this is just an ad for the Blue Osa Yoga Retreat and Spa.
Calling back to a different time. Maybe I need to hear your voice to make me smile. No, 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 it's not said and done. Baby, you can fly with me and we'd be one. And it's only time before we miss the fire. You and I reach the taller, higher. Whoa, our hands up in the sky. Just see now years pass by. 10 years down the line, and there's really gonna be a second time. But just now before we go, we can make it right. Wipe your tears away, 'cause there's no goodbye. Show me where you've gone so we can write the storm. Show me where you've gone so when you come back home. Show me where you've gone so we can write the storm. Show me where you've gone when you come back home.
So as you can see, this advertisement for Blue Osa is for a spa retreat to Costa Rica, and you notice that they don't really show their resort. They show hiking on the beach, having fun, stuff like that, which we would want in a vacation. But it also doesn't show any other civilizations and anything else like that. So, good things about tourism is that it put 21% of the nation's territory into protection. The natural resource conservation is on the rise, and ecotourism is meant to educate and entertain tourists. But some negative things is that the rise in money is starting to become more important than the environment itself, and it's not really being focused on, but visitor overcapacity in certain locations is forcing tourists to go more into a few areas where the area is less fragile. So tourism generates a lot of money for Costa Rica, and it's their main form of economic development. They sell about 22 million cups of coffee per year, and them being at about 75 cents each, it brings in about $16.5 million just in coffee. And it also disrupts local economies by giving locals lower paying jobs, but it's still better than farming. It's still better pay than farming. And in the tourism industry, it makes it hard for them to move up through the company to make more money. And some potential solutions is that there are no standards set for ecotourism, so they could start recycling programs, low impact tourism activities, and conservation volunteering.